Hi everyone, I'm Morgan and I am here in the studio today with my mom Julie and my sister Bethany, and we are bringing you a core strengthening VinyasaFit class. VinyasaFit is one of my all-time favorite classes that we offer here at Bloom. It's a blend of yoga flows with fitness-inspired movements, so you kind of get the best of both worlds, and today's focus will be on strengthening the core, the muscles throughout the abdomen, and the back. We will get started in a seated position today with a meditation. So find a comfortable seat on your mat and close your eyes. Start to feel the weight of the body against the mat beneath you. Connecting through the sits bones, rooting down through the tailbone. And then pull up through the spine. Pull up along either side of your ribs and through the crown of your head. Lift your shoulders slightly and then roll them down the back, shimmying them away from the ears. And connect with your breathing. Starting to slow your breath. Draw in through the nose, filling the lungs up and feeling the belly rise, and then emptying slowly back out. And continue that even and deep breathing in and out, focusing entirely on your breath. Continue breathing deeply, but start to shift your focus elsewhere in the body, taking a mental scan of your body from your head down to your toes. Just checking in, establishing a mind-body connection, and noticing how you're feeling on your mat today. Becoming aware of any areas of tension or stress, any areas that might be sore or tired from other classes or workouts maybe. Not judging anything you find, but taking this time to acknowledge it. Honoring your body throughout today's class, working to your own personal best, whatever that looks like for you. Before we begin moving, establish an intention for this practice. Thinking about your reason for being on the mat today and how you'd like to feel at the close of our class. Maybe picking one word that embodies your reason for being here, such as strength, release, grace, surrender. Set that intention now. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths together, exhaling out through the mouth, emptying out the lungs. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth with a sigh. And deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. One more time, inhale. And exhale, release. Letting the eyes float open. Finding your way around into child's pose, taking the legs to the back of the mat on hands and knees and sinking the hips to the heels. You can take a wide knee or any other variation of child's pose that feels good. Hands can be under the head, behind at the heels, or resting forward on the top of the mat. And come back to your breath here. Remember that you always have child's pose to come back to at any time throughout your practice if you need a rest. This is a great place to go. Extending your arms to the top edge of your mat, walk your fingertips to the top right edge and press your left sits bone a little further back into the heel so the hips are reaching back as the fingertips reach forward. Take one breath, feeling that expansion through the side, through the rib cage, and up into the fingertips. And bring the hands back to the center and over to the opposite edge of your mat. See how far you can shimmy the fingertips away from the body while you press the hips back into the heels and feel that length. Breathing into the side. Walk it back to the center. And on your inhale, lift up to hands and knees, lining up in a table pose position. Wrists are underneath the shoulders and knees are at a hip width distance. On an exhale breath, round your back into cat stretch. Tuck your tailbone under, chin to the chest, belly draws in. Inhale, drop the low belly into cow. Feel the shoulders draw back. And exhale, let the air out of the lungs as you curl up into cat. Inhale, expand, open into cow. Just continue cat and cow now for a few more rounds at your own pace, moving at whatever speed is comfortable for your body and pausing where it feels good. We're starting to just build some heat in the muscles of our core, which we'll be using and working today. And also letting go of any tension you're holding on to in the shoulder blades, in the neck, around the spine. A couple more nice deep breaths, really emphasize each part of the movement. Finishing your last round of cat and cow. And then meeting in a neutral spine, flat back, in table pose. Hook your toes under. Lift the knees 1 to 2 inches off the mat. We're hovering in table pose. Feel the weight evenly distributed between both hands and through the balls of the feet. Squeeze your core in. We're heating and firing through the core. Hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release gently and find child's pose. Send the weight back into the heels. Take 1 deep breath here. Inhale up to hands and knees. And again, hooking the toes under, lift the knees 1 to 2 inches off the mat into that hover. Feel your core firing, your upper body working, hold it here. And this time, press the hips back into downward facing dog. Send the heels towards the mat, pull your belly up and in and draw it towards the upper thighs. And start to pedal out your feet. So beginning to wake up your hamstrings and find some length through the back body. Keep breathing. Send both heels down and hold in stillness. You can keep a soft bend in the knees. Lower your knees as if you were coming to table pose, but don't quite touch them. We're back into that hover. Working from your core, exhale and power the hips back to downward facing dog. 2 more, inhale, hover the knees. Squeeze your core, power it back, downward facing dog. 1 more time, inhale to hover. Exhale, press back, down dog, hold here. Rock forward, this time to plank. Shoulders line up on top of the wrists. You can always lower the knees and take a modified plank as Bethany is demonstrating. Hold for 2 deep breaths. Feel the abdomen engaging, pulling navel to spine. Everyone releasing the knees, find child's pose, sending the hips to the heels. Good, so you should already feel some heat happening here. We're getting the blood flowing, the core firing. Inhale to hands and knees. Hook the toes under and send the hips high for downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat into a standing forward fold. Feet about hip width distance. Relax your upper body and hang heavy over the legs. Glide your hands to your shins and inhale up halfway. And as you exhale, fold and deepen into your stretch. Lifting with a reverse swan dive, arms out to a T by your sides, lift to standing, arms overhead. And exhale, hands down to your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms down and around, lift tall. Exhale, dive down with a flat back, forward fold. Let's continue this flow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and deepen your stretch. Inhale, reverse swan dive, lift up. And exhale, hands down to the heart center. Inhale, circle the arms over the head, big reach to the sky. Exhale, dive down, reaching through crown of head. 1 more inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and deepen. Inhale, reverse swan dive, up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, circle down and around, stretch arms to sky. And exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. This time, plant your hands into the mat and step back into plank. Option to lower your knees. We'll float down through our first chaturanga. You can modify with knees on the mat or keep the knees lifted. Bend the elbows down to just 90 degrees. And then lower down to the mat and lift into a back bend of your choice. It might be Sphinx, it might be low cobra, maybe up dog. Hooking the toes under, press back to a downward facing dog. Exhale and pause here. Looking towards the hands, step to the top of the mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Sit back into chair, reaching the arms straight forward or up by the ears for more intensity. Knees are lined up over the ankles. We want to feel the weight in the heels here. So hips are reaching back, tailbone is stretching forward, backward while the crown of the head stretches forward, creating length. On your next exhale, lift to standing and pull the right knee to the chest. So pop the knee up and then exhale, lower down into chair. Left knee up this time, pull it up, lower down into chair. This time, hold right knee up, stay here in balance. Arms can come to prayer, they can come overhead or anywhere else they're comfortable. So we're strengthening and working the core here. Feel the lower abdomen engaging and see if you can lift the knee an inch or two higher. From that place, you have the option to extend the leg out, take one deep breath, and lower down into chair, arms out. Inhale, up tall, pull the arms over the head to a slight back bend. Dive down to forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands into the mat, step back to plank. We have another round of chaturanga, option to lower the knees. Fold that down through the elbows into a 90-degree shape, lift into a back bend of your choice. And with your exhale, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Nice. Look towards the hands, step or hop to standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and deepen. Inhale, reverse swan dive, stretch up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit down into chair. Feet hip width, toes forward, weight is back in the heels. Arms either straight forward or up by the ears, which will get a little bit more into the upper back. Get ready to lift with the left knee. So power the legs up, pull the left knee up into a slight balance, sit it back into chair. This time right knee up and sit it back. Left knee for a hold, take it up and hold, hands to the heart center or anywhere else they're comfortable. Breathe, squeeze the knee up, feel your abdomen engaging. Option to extend the leg out, kicking the heel forward, lower down into chair, sit the hips back, good. Inhale, arms overhead, lengthen into a slight back bend. Dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, plant the hands into the mat, step back to plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart into a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog and take 2 deep breaths. Just take a rest here, come back to your center, come back to your intention, remember why you're here. Take the feet together at the back of your mat and lift your right leg into 3-legged dog. Foot is flexed and toes are dialing down to the floor. Hug your right knee to your chest, rock forward to plank, squeeze the knee up tight, and exhale, send it back, 3-legged dog. Again, rock it forward, hover and plank. This time, step the foot all the way through between the hands. Take your time getting there and make any adjustments you need. When you're ready, lift the arms to the ears into a high lunge. Push back through your left heel and forward through the right knee. Right knee remains stacked over the ankle. So if you find that you're jetting over the ankle, just widen the feet a little bit more. Take 1 breath. Pull the hands down to the heart center and bend your left knee as well. So both knees are dipping down, left knee is hovering just over the mat. Begin to pulse. So we'll just start to bounce in our lunge. We're not fully straightening the front leg. It's teeny micro movements here. So we're lifting up maybe a couple of inches and then dipping down the same way. Whew, feeling a little fire. Starting to work through the quads. Keep your core strong, shoulders back. Keep going for 4, 3, 2. Hold it down on 1 as low as you can. Straighten everything up, arms overhead, and send it into warrior 2. Left heel spins to the mat, arms extend, bend into your right knee. Good, bring your right elbow down to your right thigh, left arm overhead for side angle. And reverse your warrior, taking the right arm overhead this time. Windmill all the way down and around to the top of your mat. Step back to plank. We have some push-ups for you. So we're just doing 5 today. You can also hold in plank on knees or on toes as an option instead of push-ups. All right, let's go for it. Take it down for 5, 4, you're strong, you got it. 3, 2 more, and 1. Press it back to child's pose. Take 1 more deep breath. And lifting to hands and knees, hook the toes, find downward facing dog. Take the feet together at the back edge of your mat. Lift your left leg high, 3-legged dog, toes dialing down, hips are level. Hug your knee to your chest, rock forward to plank, squeeze it in. Exhale, press back, 3-legged dog. Hug your knee back to your chest, hover and hold. And now step the left foot through between the hands. Take your time to find your lunge. Come up to high lunge as you feel ready. Arms can be at heart center or up over the head. Take a deep breath, sink into your lunge, squeeze the core, roll the shoulders back and reach through the crown of your head. Take your hands to your heart center, bend the back knee, dipping down towards your mat, and then begin your pulse. Little bounces. So this is really great for working deep into the muscles because we get a contraction on the way down and then just a slight breath on the way up. But the muscles stay strong and contracted as we go. And 4, 3, 2, hold it down on 1. Lift the arms over the head, lengthen, and send it into warrior 2, spinning the back heel to the mat, bending into the left knee. Take the left elbow down to the front thigh, right arm comes overhead, nice long line of energy. Reverse your warrior, left arm comes overhead. Windmill down to the top of your mat, hands on either side of the foot, step back to plank. We have 5 push-ups once again. Here we go. 5, 4, nice and strong, 3, 2, last round. Send it back to child's pose or down dog, your choice. Take 1 round of breath. And if you're in child's pose, meeting us up in downward facing dog. Taking the feet together at the back of your mat, lift your right leg into the sky, 3-legged dog. Hug your right knee to your chest, rock forward to plank, and send it back, 3-legged dog. This time, rock your right knee across towards the left shoulder, so twisting into plank, and send it back, 3-legged dog. Up to your right shoulder, so to the outside arm, and press it back, 3-legged. Hug it through to the center, rock to plank, hover, step it through to between your hands into your high lunge. Good, take your time, lift when you feel stable. Breathe and collect your energy here. It's a little more intensity now, we're getting some heat going, the heart rate's up maybe. Come back to your center, back to your intention. Take the hands down to the heart, bend through the back knee. And once again, begin to pulse, little drops, down, down. Good. 4 more, 4, 3, 2, hold down on 1. This time we're layering in a twist. So keeping the hands at the heart, pull the left side of the rib cage across towards the right thigh, navel turns to the inner thigh. And now turn back to the center, lift up through the legs slightly, and dip back down. Here we go. Twist, center, lift, lower. Twist, center, lift. The movements don't have to be very big. So when you twist, it's coming from the core. You don't need to really yank the arms across the body. Instead, it's a small movement from the rib cage, wrapping around, up, lower. 4 more, twist, lift. Whew, breathe through. You got it, hang in. 2 more, twist, up, down. 1 more, twist, up, down and hold. Lift through the arms, lengthen through the legs, and spin into warrior 2. Nice work. Take it down to the front thigh, right elbow bends to the left leg, left arm comes overhead, and reverse your warrior. Hold and reverse warrior. Taking your left hand into your hip, pull your right elbow point down towards your right hip, crunching over to the side, and then come on back to your reverse warrior. Keep going, crunch, and extend. Keep your right knee bent. Sometimes in this reverse warrior, that right leg just starts to sneak up and the knee straightens, but we're maintaining our warrior shape as we crunch. This one's for your obliques. Really good for strengthening and toning through the waistline. 4 more, 4, lean, good. 3, exhale. 2 more, you got it. 1, hold it to the side. Lift up into warrior 2. Lengthen through the right leg. Reach forward as far as you can through the right fingertips and then hinge down into triangle pose. Left arm comes towards the sky. Take 1 deep breath. Turning the head to face wherever it's comfortable, straight forward, maybe down at the mat or up at the hand. As if someone had grabbed your top arm, use your obliques and your glutes to pull your body back up into warrior 2. Straighten through the right leg, heel toes the feet together slightly, toes pointing forward, cardio burst. We have a round of cherry pickers. Bend into a squat, reach the fingertips forward, and then pop it up overhead. Here we go, down. You have some options. You can hop, like Julie's showing you. Woo, go mom. Or you can go ahead and take a low impact option, which is just as effective. You're still getting the heart rate up, but a little safer on the knees. If they're at all compromised, take that low impact. All right, here we go, power. 4, 3, nice job, you got it. 2, 1, and breathe both arms over the head. Lower them down by your sides. Inhale, lift. Find your way into warrior two. Whew, nice work. Windmill it down and around to the front leg. Step back to plank. Option to lower into a modified plank or join us for a plank walk. Just like you walk in your downward facing dog, start to pedal out your feet. So bend the right knee slightly and switch. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your plank. Lower the knees, find child's pose. Nice job. Take a rest. Maybe some water. We got our heart rates up there a bit, so make sure you're staying hydrated. We are almost through. Lift up to hands and knees, hook the toes, send it to downward facing dog. Taking the feet together at the back of your mat, lift your left leg high for three-legged dog. Hug it through to your chest, rocking forward to plank. Exhale, send it back to three-legged. Hug it to your opposite shoulder, so towards the right arm, and send it back. And to your outside elbow. Send it back. Good. Step it all the way, hover it all the way through and step it between your hands for high lunge. Nice job. Come up when you're ready. Breathe here. Once again, collect your energy. Take a moment of stillness before we continue on. Take the hands down to your heart center. Bend through your right knee, starting with our pulses. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Dipping down nice and low. 3, 2, hold it down. Back knee remains bent. Engage your core tight. Twist across. Right side of the rib cage pulls across towards the left. Take it back center. Lift and straighten 90%. Back down. Twist. Center. Lift. Lower. Twist. Center. Breathe into the quads. So you're probably feeling a lot of burn and sensation happening through the lower body, maybe even up into the core. Keep breathing. 4 more rounds. Twist. And lift. 3 more. Nice. Long through the spine. Pull up through the crown of the head. You have just 1 more round. Hang in. Twist. Lift, lower, and hold. Straighten everything up. Arms overhead. Spin into warrior two. Breathe here. Long line of energy across one hand to the other. Take your left hand down to your front thigh. Right arm comes over the head. Reverse warrior. Right arm down to the back thigh and left arm overhead. Maintaining your reverse warrior, take your right hand and place it on your waist. Bend at the left elbow and crunch down, dipping your body towards the front knee. Reverse warrior. Keep crunching. Down, up. Nice. Continuing that movement. Squeezing through your core. Imagine as if you were grabbing hold of a rubber band with your left arm and then arcing it over the body, pulling it in. So you're adding your own resistance, even though we don't have weights. Still creating lots of sensation here through the arms, through the core. 4 more. Maintain your warrior, sinking into the left knee. Last 2. 1, hold your reverse warrior, really sinking down. Lift up to warrior 2, straightening the front leg, good. Hinge forward through the hips, reaching as far as you can through the left hand and lower into triangle. Just enjoy this stretch here, opening up through the right hip. Keep the core strong and engaged. Take 1 more breath. And squeezing from the right glute and obliques, pull the body up and into warrior 2, bending through the left knee. Straighten through the left leg, heel toe the feet together, toes pointing forward. We have our last cardio burst, 1 more round of cherry pickers. Here we go. Take it down and either reach or hop it up. Down, up. This is your last cardio burst of the day. We are almost through with the tough stuff, so hang in. I'll count you out. Keep moving at your own pace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up and over the head. Big breath in. Recovering. Exhale, arms by the sides. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Widen the feet and press into warrior 2. Windmill down and around to the front foot and step back to plank. You have the option to hold in plank on knees or up on toes, or join us 1 more time for those plank walks. Starting to pedal out the feet. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold in plank, squeeze in through the core. And lower the knees down to the mat. Find child's pose. Nice work. And rest here. Come back to your breath. Nice work. Lifting up to hands and knees. Lower down onto your belly. You can lie flat on the belly. Head can rest in the hands, or you can turn onto the side of the cheek. And we've worked the abdomen a bit here throughout our sequences, so it's time to get more into the back body. You can either come up into Sphinx, which I'll have my mom demonstrate. So if your low back is compromised at all today, this is a fantastic option that I'll have you take, which is much more gentler on the back. Otherwise, if your back is feeling safe, I'll have you follow Bethany. Reach the arms back behind you. Lifting the chin slightly, reach your arms up and off of the mat, pull your shoulder blades together and peel your chest up and off of the mat. Root down through the quadriceps and the tops of the feet. Take a 4-count hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and mindfully lower back to the mat. You can rest your head in your hands and breathe. We have one more round of that. Reaching the arms back or coming up into Sphinx. Peel your shoulder blades together, arms up and off of the mat, chest rises. Option this time to also float the legs up and off of the mat. Coming into your full expression. Imagine as if someone were behind you, pulling the fingertips back. Reach forward through the heart, holding. 4, 3, 2, 1. Mindfully lower down, resting the head in the hands. Nice job. Propping the elbows up underneath your shoulders. Everyone slowly lifting into child's pose. Take your time getting there. Nice counter stretch for the spine. We are winding down now. You made it through all of the hard work. Come to sit up on your heels and then swing your legs around to either side and find your way into a seated posture. Reach your fingertips down by your sides. Take your right arm and stretch it up and over your head for a side bend, opening up the obliques and the core, breathing into the rib cage. One more nice deep breath. Lift up and wrap the right hand down behind your back. Grab hold of the right wrist in the left hand and lower your left ear to your left shoulder. This stretch always feels great on the neck, letting go of any tension that's been collecting there. And lift back up to neutral, arms by your sides. Lift the left arm up and over your head, rooting down through your left hip. Keep drawing your shoulder blades down your back. One deep breath, really sinking into the stretch. Lift and wrap your left hand down behind your back. Grab hold of the left wrist in the right hand. Take right ear to shoulder. Pause and breathe. Letting go. And lifting back up to neutral. Take the right hand behind your back. The left arm comes up and over to the right upper thigh for a spinal twist. Wrap the ribcage around. Sit tall as you inhale. And exhale, twist a little bit further. Take one more breath. And unraveling from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, reach both arms over the head. Fold down into a seated forward bend, taking the belly towards the lap and walking the fingertips out as far as your body allows. Feeling this length and stretch happening in the hips, and the backs of the legs. Soften and relax the neck and the jaw. Walking your hands back in, mindfully lift into seated. Take the left hand behind the hips this time. Right arm comes up and over the left thigh. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale to twist. 2 more deep breaths, lengthening through the crown. And unraveling from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, reach both legs forward, pulling back through the toes. Inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, fold from the low back, mid back, and finally the chest, head, and neck. Softening down. Again, only coming as far forward as the body allows, and taking about 2 more breaths. Walking the hands alongside the legs, lift up to seated. Find your way down and onto your backs for our final posture, which is Shavasana, the very best part. You've earned it. Arms can come to rest down at your sides. And feel the weight of your body sinking down into the mat beneath you. Consciously soften and relax all of your muscles from your head down to your toes. Feeling any lingering tension sink down into the mat, into the floor, and into the ground. And if you're at home, I invite you to pause the video and stay here for 5 or 10 minutes. Starting to make some movements, rolling out the wrists or the ankles. Take the arms and reach them back over the head. Pencil stretch, reaching from fingertips to toes. Then rolling over onto your side. Allow the head to remain heavy as you push into the floor and lift to seated. Finding your way into a meditative posture, closing the eyes. Coming full circle and closing our practice the same way that we began it. Turning inwards once again to your body. Noticing any differences or changes from when you were here the last time. Acknowledging your strength, your hard work, and your effort today. You did a fantastic job. And sending love and gratitude now into all of your cells from your head down to your toes. We'll close with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Deep breath in and exhale out. And one more round, inhale and exhale. Taking your hands together up at your heart center. Thank you all so much for being here to join us today for this practice. It's always an honor to guide you through. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and that we will see you again on the mat soon. Namaste.